Bonjour, Kinamagi and Nene Ireland Edition and welcome to this Tier 2 Math Intervention. Today's episode, Reteach 4.6. We'll begin our lesson with the answers to our previous session. When we divided 59 into 10,894, we started at 59 into 108, which went once. You did your subtraction, you bring down the 9, and it went in 8 times. Did your subtraction, brought down the 4, and then it went in 4 times, and there was a remainder 38. 28 didn't go into 1. It didn't go into 18, but it did go into 189 6 times. You do your multiplication and subtraction, brought down the 0, and 28 went into that 7 times. Then you multiply, subtract, and bring down, and it went in 5 times, and the remainder of 6. Using the calculator, 357 went into 75,639, 212 times. And 740 went into 37,907, 51 times. Let's get into today's lesson. Just as a reminder, these lessons are intended for students who miss class for whatever reason or need to review what was discussed during our live stream. Interventions are scheduled each day and fall in the 1:15 to 2 o'clock time frame. It is advised that you please attend those sessions. So we're at lesson 6, reteach, problem solving. Solve a simpler problem. And that's what we always want to do. We don't really enjoy doing hard things on a regular basis. Sometimes we want it easy. And in math, sometimes that means breaking down the problem and doing it in multiple steps instead of one big step. As with all problems that we do in story problems, we need to understand the problem. We need to plan the problem. We need to solve the problem and then check our answer. So our example problem says a rectangular backyard measures 50 feet by 60 feet and is covered with grass. A rectangular pool that measures 30 feet by 20 feet is installed. How many square feet of grass will be left after the pool is built? The area of a rectangle can be found by multiplying base or the length times width. So essentially, we're going to have 3 problems here. We're going to have finding the area of this rectangle, finding the area of this rectangle, and subtracting this one from that. But first, understanding the dimensions of the backyard, and I need my annotation tool right off the bat here. And these come right out of the story problem, if you're wondering where these numbers come from. We know that it's 50 times 60. The dimensions of the pool, 30 by 20. What do we need to find? How many square feet? The square can be SQ. How square feet of grass are left? So go ahead and write that in there. This now sets us up to get into the next part, the planning. I'm going to give you about another 15 seconds before I clear that and scroll down. Let's go ahead and clear it. If for some reason I'm ever about to clear something and you're not quite done writing, you can always pause the video and then hit play when you're ready. So we need to make a plan. Think of some easier problems. And this one is pretty straightforward. Not always will they be. I'm going to find the area of the pool, and I'm going to subtract that from the area of the backyard as a whole. And that's what they wrote here. So let's go ahead and do it. And we remember that we have 50 times 60 and 30 times 20. Go to my annotation tool. And area is always length times width. And that 5 times 6 is 30, and there are 2 more zeros, so it's 3,000 square feet. Pool is 30 times 20. We multiply 3 times 2 is 6, and there are 2 zeros, so it's about 600 square feet. So what do we have to do? We now have to subtract the pool from the backyard. How much will be left? We have 3,000 minus 600. 30. I'm going to write that here too. That'll give us 2,400. How many feet of grass will be left? 2,400. Can I check my work? Well, go ahead and write this in. I'll give you a moment. Again, as always, if you need an extra second, you're free to pause the video before moving forward. All right, let's go ahead and clear it. Check our answer. Reread the problem. Does it make sense? 600 plus 2,400 is 3,000. Yes, it makes sense. I would like you to try both of these problems independently today, and then we will compare our answers in our next session. Remember to find and I'll help you find the numbers here real quick. We see we have 80 meters by 70 meters in a park. A square is really a rectangle. And it looks like we're adding to it 30 meters on each side. So what that would give us is 30 times 30. Now what will be the total? You're going to add those together. That is my hint for these. I look forward to seeing you in class in our next session. If you have any questions, reach out to me at mireland@snagchipschool.net. I'm up here, and have a mental gish you, God.